Hey, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon too to get notified of every time I go live like now or post new video. Welcome to all my new people in my community here. A big shout out to Jeff. Thank you so much for joining my community here. Thank you to Heather, who is always supporting this channel. Thanks to Minky, you know who you are, and thanks to all my friends. I love you all so dearly. This is the very last day of Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month. This is day 30. And if you don't know who I am Sandra Bowman, author of this beautiful Asexual Perspectives 47 asexual stories. They are real stories. Love, life and sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. If you do want to grab a copy of this, by the way, is in the links in the description below. So the final Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month day. If you didn't know what Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month is, it's all about celebrating our diversity across the asexual spectrum and our differences within it. And I'm holding this book up because, as you can see, this is called Asexual Perspectives. So that was one of the major points of this book. This book is also to answer any pretty much pending questions that you could think of about asexuality. If you're new to asexuality, still discovering it, confused, and you don't understand asexuality in regards to love, life, and sex, and the difference between sexual attraction, sexual desire, arousal, it's all in this book. And so this is basically what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about the fact that, oh, look, I've got a little... Sorry, I just have to say I've got a little moth. That's my totem. If you believe in spirit guides, that's my totem guide. It's a moth. Just thought I'd interrupt the show there. Anyway, yeah. So we're talking about sexual behaviour is not the same as sexual attraction. And I didn't understand this when I first ventured out into the world of asexuality, as well, in 2014 back then. I didn't understand asexuality. In the sense that I thought basically asexual meant that you don't have anything to do with sex, nothing to do with sexual activity, nothing sexual whatsoever. You're just absent of everything sexual. That's what I thought asexuality meant when I very, very first heard the term. I understood that people liked kissing, some people liked cuddling, then hugging, and then throughout my journey I began to understand that arousal is different to sexual attraction, and sexual behavior is not the same as sexual attraction. And how do I know this? Because I'm asexual, and actually I do get aroused and I do have some sexual behavior. And it's been a huge journey for me to think, oh my goodness, you know, because to an outsider, if I've just joined an asexual community and I'm really not into sex and I hate it, so I'm a sex repulsed asexual, which I am these days, I have had sex in the past, I would look and I would thinking, why do some people engage in sexual activities if they're asexual? And I recently had someone on this channel not understanding, because they're like, surely if you're asexual, you don't want anything to do with sex. You wouldn't like touching yourself. You'd hate any sort of sexual acts. And they didn't understand. I can't blame them because I didn't understand. I didn't get it. I thought if someone's asexual, they just don't like sex whatsoever. They hate it. And there are some people who are asexual who are like that. They don't even experience arousal. They don't want anything to do with sex. They don't like sexual activity. They're just not interested in any of that. So there are some people like that in the community, and it's very difficult for them to accept that some people in the asexual community do like to do some sexual acts despite not experiencing sexual attraction. It's very difficult for those people to accept that, you know, some people like sexual touching even though they're asexual. Some asexuals do have sex. It's like, why on earth would they? And I have to say personally, even for me, you know, when I was starting out, it really confused the heck out of me. And it was only because I started understanding myself better that I was able to grasp the concept of how sexual behavior is different to sexual attraction, because literally I have sexual behavior but no sexual attraction. And so it's quite weird to think I was kind of frowning and like, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure if these people are asexual or not, you know? And it is still always good to be wise, you know? I'm not, because there are some people in the asexual community within it that aren't really asexual. So you do have to be on your guard, and you have to be mindful of those people, you know? Because obviously, if you're looking to date or make asexual friends and you come across someone and they're not who they say they are, they're pretending to be asexual, they're just not saying, they're hiding things, and that can be harmful. So I think our brains are wired, you know, to naturally protect us anyway. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But I think with some people, you can intuitively know, for example, because I've been studying asexuality since 2014 now, and because I know a lot of sexual behavior, because I was in heterosexual relationships for over half my life, I can often tell when someone's on ASAP, for example, when they're sexual and they're not asexual, and it proves pretty much true. I can't say 100% of the time. I'm not going to say that. It pretty much proves true the majority of the time. That's what I'm going to say, because obviously I can be wrong. But usually I send them a message to say I'm asexual, not heterosexual. You know, I'm hetero asexual, not hetero asexual, not heterosexual. And so therefore I'm not interested in sex. And then when their response is why not, then I know they're not asexual. So I assume if I think they're not asexual, I will use an assumptive technique. So I will basically, it's a thing I used to use in selling. I've learnt this over the years I've been in retail for a very, very long time. And it was something I learned, which is all about assumptive technique. And that if you're wrong, then the person in front of you will tell you you're wrong. That's the theory. So if I said to them, well, I'm hetero asexual, not heterosexual, not interested in sex, if they're asexual, they will like, well, so am I. I'm on an asexual site. Or, well, yeah, I'm asexual, of course. Do you know what I mean? They would be saying that type of thing. But when they come back and say, why don't you like sex? Then I know that I'm correct. Do you see what I mean? And so in this book, I wanted to just explain to you that there is my own advice that I give in the book, my own opinion, if you like, my own perspective. And that is on sexual behavior. And I thought I would read it out to you, because it's actually conclusions from the whole book, but it's after my personal interview. And it's different. It is interesting to read different perspectives about what sexual attraction, sexual desire, and arousal means. Because as we tend to judge others on our own interpretation of the meaning of something, if we interpret those differently, we could think an asexual person is sexual according to our interpretations. So hypothetically, if, for example, I had a partner, I liked him to touch me, but I'm not sexually attracted to him because I don't want sex with him and don't think this way, if another asexual believes this is sexual behavior and that person can't be asexual because of such behavior, they will then view me as not being asexual. But I know I am because I don't experience sexual attraction. I know asexuals who strip and pretty much do most things, just not have the intercourse. I don't even like being nude. So I could interpret them as being grey sexual, grey asexual, or borderline sexual when they define themselves as heteromantic. But they like nudity. This is how we can end up telling someone what they are and are not, and how people can be denied the right to be themselves and their own identity. But I hope this book has showed you just how beautifully diverse the asexual spectrum and that we all have a place in it and are valid to be here in our own right. However, if sexual behavior is not the same as sexual attraction, but may or may not be the result of it, what does this sexual activity part of the asexuality definition mean? I personally understand it to mean sexual intercourse, because although I don't experience sexual attraction and I don't desire the intercourse, if I was in a relationship and enjoyed my partner touching me, it still does not make me any less asexual in my mind. And the asexuality definition is asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction to anyone, or low or absent interest in or desire for sexual activity. Some asexuals still like masturbation, which is a solo sexual activity, and others asexuals like to touch each other through mutual masturbation when in a relationship. As it is a grey area, this is why I define myself as a heteromantic grey A. I am still asexual as I have no desire to have sex with anyone, and especially not with women, but I am attracted to guys in many other ways. In my experience of being a born asexual but didn't realise it, looking back on my life since my potty days, I can understand that I always thought differently to others when it came to nudity and sexual exploration. I didn't like being nude on my potty, and after an exploring incident with a boy the same age me at the time, 6 years old, I felt invaded. Even though I said okay to it, I felt pressurized into it. I have loved passionate kissing from that age and desired to be loved at that age by a guy, but did not want the sexual activity. I saw a counsellor years later at college, and she could not understand why I was so upset by the doctors and nurses incident, she called it. I felt horrid and devastated that I let him do that, because in my mind it was so very, very wrong, and all I wanted was love. I did not take his offer up of exploring him, but then I didn't have the immense self-love I have now. And even though I have yet to experience that good love from a guy, I still desire it, but I only look to find that with an asexual guy. If I don't get the right guy for me, then I will remain happily single forever. I love being asexual. The thought of me being a full-blown heterosexual is repulsive to me. And even though I have some highly sexual friends, I would never be without them, and I'm happy for others to like and enjoy sex, I would never want to be a heterosexual in my life. I don't want, need, or like sex, and it is not necessary to have that again in my life. No one needs sex unless they believe they do, and they can't satisfy their sexual urges through other means, which it would seem most sexuals feel they can't. I will always prefer kissing hands down over sex any day. It's the best feeling in the world if you have a good and compatible kisser who you are in a stable and secure relationship with. So yeah, sexual behaviour is not the same as sexual attraction. So some asexuals might like masturbate themselves, they might like mutual masturbation in a relationship. Some asexuals do watch porn. I hate porn personally, but I can't stand it. I can't stand the idea of it even. It makes me feel sick, but I just wouldn't. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I can get aroused by myself, so I really don't need that in my life. And I don't need to be aroused, just like I happen to get aroused, which drives me insane sometimes. So yeah, asexual can get aroused and still not experience sexual attraction or want to do any sexual acts with someone else. And sometimes some asexuals do want to do sexual acts with their partner. Some will do oral sex, some will do anal sex, some will do masturbation, and some asexuals will have sex because their lack of sexual attraction is their sexual orientation. But that doesn't mean to say that some asexuals can't enjoy sex as a sexual activity, as in a fun activity to do, like a board game. So it took me a long time to wrap my head around all this because I didn't understand it. I'm like, if you don't, if you're asexual, why do you want sex? Or why would you ever do that? But I'm asexual and I've had sex in the past. And I didn't know I was asexual. The difference is these people know sometimes that they're asexual. And other times there's asexuals that didn't know they're asexual, like me at the time. But some asexuals do have sex because we are 1% of the population. So there are going to be a high significant amount of people we come across in our life that are sexual. And if we still desire, well, some of us still desire companionship, still desire a relationship, romantic relationship. And because we're 1% of the population, we have less of a pool of people to choose from. That doesn't mean to say that there still isn't a big pool out there, because it's best to have an abundance mindset. And there are thousands of asexuals around the globe. It's just harder to find them. But as asexuality is more widespread in the media, that means there'll be more asexuals coming out. You know, I'm on the asexual dating scene. I'm still on there. I'm still trying to find my soulmate, trying to find the right guy for me. But I'm also really, really happy being single right now. You know, I love being single. In fact, tonight I'm going out on my own to a place to do dancing. The foreign place that I used to go to, I went there last year, a very, very long time ago. Am I going out on my own for the first time? Am I scared? Yes. I am scared. Am I anxious? Yes, because I will be in a room full of sexuals. But thank God they will be younger, predominantly younger foreign guys who I do get aesthetically attracted to, who I don't mind some physical contact with, you know. So I have been nervous. I have been anxious because obviously, you know, I'm not into sex. And it's a long time since I've been out actually on my own in that environment. But it's a great atmosphere. And, you know, that's why I'm doing the live stream early. And I promised myself that if I got the book proposal in for the second asexual book I'm doing, which is about how to have sex for asexuals if you've never tried it before, and it's got asexual sex stories in it. You know, there's this publisher that approached me saying they were interested in publishing it, but they still wanted me to do a proposal for it, even though they approached me. And it's a full-on job application. I mean, seriously, it's just like any other job application, but majorly different, as in it's huge. I took me on Saturday night. Well, I didn't, because I usually work through the night, so I worked through the night Saturday to Sunday, and then Sunday afternoon I'll start work on the rest of the proposal. So I already started the proposal before, and then I carried on with it on Sunday night 4 p.m. till gone 5 a.m. the next day. That's 13 hours, and it was like a job application, you know, name, address, you know. So but it's more in depth because you've got to have all your statistics. They want all the chapter summaries of this new book, and I didn't have them. And then I had to do them all, just plan it all out. But I was always planning to do this book since 2017. What I was planning to do was an asexual guide to sex for absolute beginners back in 2017. And I also had the idea of the asexual sex stories book. And this year I decided to finally amalgamate the two and definitely bring the book out, and started work on it last month in June. You know, so I managed to find my chapters, some of the chapters that I actually drawn out back in 2017. And so I managed to find that, which really helped, but it still took a long time, as you can imagine. Like, you've got nothing written down for, like, and all of a sudden I had to find it in Google Drive, because back in 2017 is quite a long time ago now, you know. And I still had to add other stuff to it. And there are statistics they want for all my social media. Well, that's quite a lot of stuff. And you know, I've never done a book proposal before, because as you know, I've got my own publishing company, which is what the Asexual Perspectives book is printed under. So I don't have to apply to just publish it. I can get it to market very quickly. So I promised myself that if I did the proposal, which I got in yesterday, that I would take myself out dancing back to the young foreign place that I always loved to dance. And something happened which put me at ease. I saw a foreign friend. He used to work in the same job as me, and he lives around the corner from me, actually. He's not asexual, sadly, and I am aesthetically attracted to him. I always have been, because it is the look I like, but he smokes, and he's definitely not asexual, so he's not a good guy to be with in that way. But he came running up to me. Like, sometimes he's like really pleased to see me, other times he's like running in the opposite direction. And like, I didn't notice him at first, because he had a hoodie on. He was running up to me, goes, "My friend," and then he started saying, my friend," which I knew it was him then. And he goes, "Oh, I've been to my country, Spain," he comes from. I'm listening to Spanish music tonight, so he showed me. And he does hold my hand, so obviously he's not that uncomfortable being near me physically, because he starts holding my hand. He like shakes it, but then he starts holding it for longer. You know, when someone really likes holding your hand, they can feel comfortable with it. So yeah, and I told him I was going out dancing tonight. He said he's never been there, but he's Spanish and they play Spanish music, so he should go really. But I didn't want to say that to him, because I thought, no, if he wants to meet me there, if he wants to come, or if everyone wants to, you know, it's up to him to do it. He's not going to say that to me, I don't think, because he's not interested in me romantically. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't like I like younger guys, and he has been in a relationship with an older woman, but it didn't work out, and she was, I think, younger in birth certificate age than me. So, and he smokes, so I can't be with a smoker, but in a way I thought it'd be nice to go with him because I know who he is, and I know that, you know, he's very respectful of me because he knows that I'm asexual. But, you know, I wasn't going to go down that rabbit hole because, you know, he might get drunk, and am aesthetically attracted to him. And he does hold my hand for quite a bit when we're saying hi all the time. So I thought it could end up, you know, and I thought, no, I'm going to go out and enjoy myself on my own. So there was a guy I was interested in on ASAP. We did a Skype date. I think I told you he's Chinese. I don't know. I think I told you he's Chinese. He's a very beautiful person. But, you know, I think I already told you that we'll only ever be friends as far as I can see. So obviously I'm looking for other guys, and yeah, there's a British boy that started talking to me on ASAP. I don't know if he's just being friendly or if he's interested in me romantically. I don't know. He's a heteromantic, but I'm having quite a nice conversation with him. I only just started talking to him, and he is a physicist and he does coding. Well, you know, if you know me, you know I get attracted to guys who do coding, usually Indian guys, because usually it's foreign guys that do that type of thing. So I wasn't, you know, like British guy, I'm not that attracted to British guys usually. He is quite cute, but he's really young looking. I mean, he looks really, really young. He's 26, but he looks a lot younger than that. And but yeah, I did tell him, I did say I'm attracted to guys who do coding. I couldn't help it. I thought I may as well just tell him the truth. So I wasn't attracted to him really in the full-on sense. And then as soon as he started telling me he's doing coding, I'm like, oh my God, I'm becoming really attracted to you now because I love a guy who does coding. I don't know why I find website coding so attractive. I have no idea. I just find it very I'm sapio-asexual though, as well as a lot of other things. A sapio-asexual is someone who's attracted asexually to intelligence. So sapiosexual is someone who's sexually attracted to people because of intelligence. With me, I'm sapio-asexual. Some people call it sapio-romantic, so but I call it sapio-asexual because I'm intelligently attracted to them asexually because I just love coding. I find it so fascinating. I'm like riveted. I don't even know why, because I can't code. I can build websites though, that you see, and it really intrigues me how people can code. I'm just like, you know, someone sort of there was this guy I'm gonna have to go in a minute because I've got to get ready to go dancing. But yeah, there's this guy in my old job, and he was from Spain, I think, and he used to do a degree at college, at university, and he started talking about Python, which is a method to code. I can't even use Python. I don't even know how it works. And he was talking about it. I just felt so attracted to him. So yeah, I think I do get attracted to guys in very different ways to most of the entire population, but it's good, you know, we're all different, and that is what the Asexual Perspectives book is all about, celebrating our diversity across the asexual spectrum and our differences within it. And so I hope you've enjoyed this Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you for whoever's been watching all the way through. Do give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed the content tonight. As always, subscribe down below if you haven't already. Please hit that great big bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like that or post a new video. If you haven't grabbed a copy of Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month, Asexual Perspectives book. Oh, hi Heather. I did say to you earlier, I love you. Thanks very much for supporting me. She's always supported me on this channel. Heather's not asexual, but she supports me. It's so awesome. And she supports this channel. So yeah, I just wanted to say that if anyone wants to get a copy of this book, the links are down below. And you know, it's good for even if you're just a partner of asexual, because I know there's some partners you know, that watch this show. So if you're not asexual and you've got a partner who's asexual, your friends are asexual, your family, please get this book, because literally explains the asexual spectrum through the stories of all these people in it. It's not just giving textbook definitions. So it's a lot easier and in depth to understand all the different sexual attraction, sexual behavior, arousal concept, you know, all the different differences. It's very easier to see that and understand it from the horse's mouth, as it were. That's an expression, meaning from the people's mouths themselves, you know. And so that's why it's so vital that people understand this. The more people that get this book, the more people that understand asexuals, the better it is for relationships, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for all your support. I know you tune in regularly to this channel, so I love you to bits. Thanks ever so much for joining me, people. We will be back to normal live streaming tomorrow rather than Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month live streaming. And yeah, I might do a live stream all about how my date night with myself tonight's gone when it's done, dancing. But yeah, I was quite happy that foreign guy did talk to me, because at least he's my friend, and it made me feel a bit more at ease actually going out tonight, because I'll be seeing other foreign guys who won't be asexual, which will be very, very interesting. Anyway, love you, embrace your quirky and each other's, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Take care, bye. Oh, if you've got any questions, comments, leave them below, don't forget. Bye.